Norgard set for debut, Rice returns, and a new role for Ease, Arsenal's predicted lineup versus Athletic Club. Christian Norgard is expected to make his debut, while Declan Rice is also set to return to the starting 11 as Arsenal kick off their Champions League campaign against Athletic Club in San Mamés. This marks the Gunners' long-awaited return to European football this season, and Mikel Arteta will be looking to build on the momentum of recent years. The Champions League has been a stage for big moments under Arteta, with Arsenal reaching the quarter-finals and semi-finals in the past 2 seasons, pulling off some impressive wins along the way. Who could forget their last trip to Spain, when they managed to net a 5th goal against Real Madrid in the semis? Coming off back-to-back wins over Nottingham Forest and Manchester City, Arteta faces some key selection decisions ahead of Tuesday night. With squad rotation and fitness in mind, Football.London takes a look at the likely starting lineup. David Raya. Some fans may have expected newly signed backup keeper Kepa Arrizabalaga to get the nod in this fixture, especially given the rotation opportunities. But with a League Cup clash against Port Vale on the horizon, that may be where Kepa makes his debut instead. Meanwhile, Raya's appearance at the pre-match press conference, not a definitive clue, but often a strong indicator, suggests he's set to start between the posts once again. Norgard set for debut, Rice returns, and Ease's new role, Arsenal's predicted lineup vs Athletic Club. Christian Norgard is expected to make his Arsenal debut, while Declan Rice is also set to return to the starting lineup as the Gunners begin their Champions League campaign away at Athletic Club in San Mamés. This match marks Arsenal's return to European competition for the season, and the expectations are high. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal has made steady progress on the continental stage, reaching the quarter-finals and semi-finals in the past 2 seasons. Their most recent trip to Spain saw them score a dramatic 5th goal against Real Madrid in a memorable semi-final. Following back-to-back wins in the Premier League over Nottingham Forest and Manchester City, Arteta now faces some key decisions in shaping his starting 11, especially with several players unavailable due to injury. Squad concerns and tactical adjustments. Arsenal enters the match with multiple injury concerns. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White, and Kai Havertz are all expected to miss out. These absences force tactical adjustments and create opportunities for new faces to step up. Among the most watched will be Eberechi Eze, who has impressed since his arrival. In his last appearance, he played off the left wing and delivered a strong performance, including an assist. Arteta appears willing to use Eze not only in a central role but also out wide, taking advantage of his versatility and creativity. Another new face, Victor Gyökeres, is expected to lead the line. His physical presence and movement off the ball offer a different dimension in attack, something Arsenal has lacked in the absence of Jesus. Midfield reinforcements and the return of Rice. Declan Rice returns to the starting 11 after a short spell out, and his presence in midfield will be vital. Likely to be partnered by Martin Zubimendi, the duo can offer both defensive solidity and control in possession, crucial in what is expected to be a high-intensity away fixture. Christian Norgard, recently brought in to strengthen the squad, is in line to make his debut. He adds depth and experience to the midfield and could be used to stabilize the center of the pitch, especially if Arteta opts for a more cautious approach. Youth and depth being tested. With Martin Degaard still managing a shoulder problem and several regulars sidelined, academy talents like Ethan Nwaneri or Miles Lewis-Skelly could find themselves included in the matchday squad. This reflects both the depth of Arsenal's development system and the growing trust Arteta places in young players. Predicted lineup, 4-3-3. David Raya. Timber Mosquera Gabriel Lewis-Skelly. Zubimendi Rice Norgard. Eze Gyökeres Madueke. Looking ahead. This opening Champions League fixture comes at a critical point in the season. Arsenal has shown resilience and depth so far, but this match will serve as a real test of their adaptability and readiness to compete at the highest level, especially under the pressure of injuries. A strong performance in San Mamés could set the tone for the group stage and demonstrate that, even with a reshuffled squad, Arsenal remains a serious contender in Europe this season. Piero Hincapié drops hint about Arsenal lineup as Mikel Arteta addresses Gyökeres' dilemma. As Arsenal gear up for tonight's Champions League clash against Athletic Club, there's plenty of buzz surrounding the team, both on and off the pitch. Defender Piero Hincapié has sparked speculation about his potential debut for the Gunners after sharing a matchday graphic on his Instagram story ahead of the showdown at San Mamés. The 23-year-old, who joined Arsenal on loan from Bayer Leverkusen on deadline day, was an unused substitute during the 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest last weekend. But with Ben White ruled out and William Saliba still doubtful, Mikel Arteta may be tempted to give the Ecuadorian his first minutes in red and white. There's also the matter of Gabriel Magalhães and Ricardo Calafiori, who have started every Premier League game so far and may be due for a rest. Hincapie's social media tease, along with similar posts from Leandro Trossard, Mikel Merino, and Jurrien Timber, could be a sign that Arteta is ready to shuffle his squad. Speaking to reporters on Monday, Arteta confirmed that rotation might be unavoidable, given the current state of the squad. It'll depend on availability and how the players are feeling, he explained. Unfortunately, we already have a few players out, so we're a bit limited in certain positions. But the goal is to maintain a high level of performance, no matter who's on the pitch. That's what we're aiming for. One of the big talking points ahead of the match is whether Victor Gyökeres will be rested. Arteta hinted at possible alternatives, mentioning Merino and Trossard as options. We'll see, he said. At the end of the Forest game, Mikel Merino actually played as a 9. We've got Leo Trossard, who can also fill that role, and other formations we can use. Victor's been performing really well, so I'm happy with him. When asked if this Arsenal squad is ready to conquer Europe, Arteta was candid but optimistic. It's not that simple. But I see a clear desire in the group, a real hunger to improve every day. And that's where it all begins. It's about creating belief, unity, and the confidence that we can go toe-to-toe with any team. And I think this squad truly believes that. While social media activity has fans speculating, it's worth remembering, an Instagram post doesn't guarantee a starting spot, but it does suggest something could be brewing. The build-up to this match carries significant weight, not only as Arsenal's opening fixture in this season's Champions League campaign, but also as an early measure of how the squad has evolved after last year's shortcomings in Europe. Their recent 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest in the Premier League highlighted both promising developments and lingering concerns. New signings, such as Martin Zubimendi, are already making an impact, with the Spanish midfielder scoring twice. Victor Gyökeres also found the net, continuing his solid start to life in North London. However, the match also came with setbacks. Martin Odegaard left the pitch with a shoulder issue, and several first-team regulars, like Bukayo Saka, Ben White, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus, remain unavailable due to injury. These absences could heavily influence Mikel Arteta's selection decisions for the trip to Bilbao. Although Gyökeres has shown consistency up front, relying on him alone in such a demanding schedule may prove risky. Arteta has hinted that players like Leandro Trossard and Mikel Merino could be used in central attacking roles if needed, depending on the flow of the game. On the other side, Athletic Club are also facing challenges. Midfielder Bernat Prados has suffered a serious knee injury that will keep him out for the rest of the season. His absence reduces their midfield depth, potentially making them more vulnerable to a high-pressing and possession-based opponent like Arsenal. For Arteta, this campaign is about more than just progressing through the group stage. It's about showing that the team has matured. Last season's painful semi-final exit still lingers in the minds of many players and staff, and this year's squad was built with one eye on handling European pressure more effectively. The focus has shifted from individual brilliance to team balance and strategic rotation. A strong result in Bilbao would not only send a message of intent but also validate some of the bold decisions made during the summer. It would boost morale within a squad currently being stretched by injuries, and it could solidify the roles of players like Hincapie, Merino, and Trossard, who are now being asked to step into greater responsibility. On the other hand, a poor performance could raise concerns about the squad's depth and Arteta's rotation strategy. As the season progresses, every result in Europe will shape confidence, squad chemistry, and tactical decisions in the months ahead.